Look around your room right now. Go ahead. Actually, look. How many things can you see that you haven't touched in months? That jacket on the chair. The stack of books you keep meaning to read. Drawers full of... Honestly, you're not even sure what's in there anymore. We don't just live with clutter, we live underneath it. And somewhere along the way, we stop noticing the weight. Here's something interesting about American homes. The average household contains over 300,000 items. That's not a typo. 300,000 objects sharing space with you. And yet, we still feel like we need more. Storage solutions, bigger closets, another shelf. We don't have a storage problem, we have an accumulation problem. The Japanese figured this out long before minimalism became a trend. In Japan, small spaces forced a different relationship with objects. Traditional homes didn't have room for excess, so the culture evolved around intentionality. You owned what you needed, what you used, what brought genuine value. There's a word, mono no aware. It roughly means the bittersweet awareness that nothing lasts forever. When you truly understand that everything is temporary, including you, hoarding starts feeling absurd. Why cling to things you'll eventually leave behind? But here's where it gets personal. Clutter isn't really about stuff. It's about unmade decisions. Every object sitting in your home represents a choice you've postponed. Keep or discard, use or release, face or avoid. That pile on your desk? Unmade decisions. That closet you can't open fully? Postponed choices. That garage you haven't seen the floor of in years? Avoidance stacked. When you see it that way, decluttering isn't about organizing. It's about finally deciding. The Japanese approach this with a concept called Danshari. Dan, refuse what's unnecessary. Sha, dispose of what doesn't serve you. Ri, separate from attachment to things. Notice that last part, separate from attachment. Because that's the hard part, right? It's not the broken lamp that's difficult to throw away. It's the lamp your grandmother gave you that you never liked but feel guilty releasing. We attach memory to objects, emotion to items, identity to accumulation. Danshari asks, can you love the memory without keeping the object? Can the person you're becoming have different needs than the person who acquired all this? I'm not going to tell you to empty your house this weekend. That's not how real change works. But try this. Choose one small space, a single drawer, one shelf, just that. Hold each item. Ask honestly, does this belong in my life now? Not who I was, not who I might become, now. If the answer isn't clear yes, it's probably no. And let it go without guilt. Guilt is just another form of clutter. The goal isn't an empty home. That's not minimalism. That's deprivation. The goal is a home where everything earns its place, where you're surrounded only by what serves you, what you genuinely love, what makes daily life feel lighter. Space isn't emptiness. Space is room to breathe, room to think, room to actually live instead of just maintaining. You deserve a home that feels like peace, not a storage unit with a bed in it. Start small. One drawer, one shelf. See how it feels to choose. If this gave you something to think about, leave a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want more content like this, exploring Japanese philosophy for modern Western life, subscribe and stay with us.